Hey guys, what's up? Pimmarthor here, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we cleared up the Spirit Temple and got the final medallion, so it seems like we are ready to take on Ganondorf. However, we have a few things we need to do before getting into Ganon's Tower. The first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and show the Gold Skulltula glitch, since we're only 3 away from that, but in order to do that, I would actually have to go to the Temple of Time, which would activate a cutscene. The second thing I want to do is back in Gerudo's Fortress. However, at the same time, I really don't want to go back through the desert, and I can't really warp anywhere incredibly near to that. So I figured the easiest thing to do at this current point in time would be to go ahead and start with this cutscene in the Temple of Time. Might as well just get it out of the way, and then, you know, at the climax of the story, we'll go off side questing. Seems like a good idea. Okay, we warped in, not... well, whatever. Nice zoom in on the butt right there, jeez. You've overcome many hardships and awakened 6... well, not that many hardships. Now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Yeah, I need to make sure to get fairies before I go in there, don't I? Before that, I have things I want to only tell you. Another unknown legend of the Triforce. Seriously, another one? This is like, what, the 4th one? No, I'm done with legends. Tell me straight, man. I'm done with this. I'm so done with this. I don't need to see another cutscene about this. Wasn't that what part 2 was? It was like part 2, or... I guess it was 2. That was like... 2/3 of it was nothing but cutscenes. Most about the Triforce. I'm done with this, man. Ugh. So, basically, what they're saying here, without all the text dump, is that whenever somebody gets the Triforce, the realm will reflect how their heart looks. If their heart is evil, then the realm will become evil. If their heart is good, the realm will stay good. The one exception being the Chamber of Sages. In addition to this, because there are 3 parts of the Triforce, Power, Wisdom, and Courage, if somebody touches the Triforce that has all 3 of those in balance, they will actually get the Triforce. However, if there's any part of those 3 pieces in somebody's heart that is not balanced, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts. And whatever power resonates the most within that individual will be the one that stays with them. The other 2 parts will go to people that, you know, have a high amount of the other 2 qualities. As you can well expect, since Ganondorf has a giant lust for power, he only got the piece of the Triforce of power. The other 2 got separated somewhere else. The other 2 parts can be claimed by, you know, the person that touched the Triforce, but they have to find them first. They're not just going to show up and be like, hey, by the way, we should work together, because anybody who's got the abnormal balance of power, probably not going to do that. And yes, as expected, the legend came true. He only got the piece of power. We're looking at Link's legs for no reason here. The strength of the Triforce of power enabled him to become a mighty evil king. So yes, even with 1 piece, you know, it is still a mighty thing to have any of the 3 pieces. But of course, complete master of the world, you'll need all 3. In this case, he was looking for those chosen by destiny. Unsurprisingly, the person that holds the Triforce of Courage is ourself. Big surprise. And the other, which is the Triforce of Wisdom, is held by the 7th Sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. Which would be Sheik? I think not. That's right, it's Princess Zelda, and her eyebrows don't look quite as tennis green as they used to, but they still kind of do. So yes, for a while now, for 7 years, Zelda has been hidden in disguise as Sheik. And before anybody asks, Nintendo has ended the debate. Sheik is a woman. It is Zelda just disguised as Sheik. And while it looks like there might be opposite proof of that in the text, like whenever Ruto says, if you see Sheik, give him my thanks, it's because Sheik is designed to look like a man, does not mean Sheik is one. It is simply Zelda in disguise, still a woman, not changing gender. So she explains her plan that the best thing, and at that time when she was a kid, she thought it would be best to entrust the Ocarina to you and give you all the keys to get to the Triforce. And as long as the Ocarina was in our possession, she thought that Ganondorf couldn't enter the Sacred Realm, but what she did not expect was for us to get sealed away for 7 years. And you can't really blame her for that. Like, who knows what would have happened if she had kept the Ocarina? Like, if Ganondorf would have found a way to, you know, locate the Ocarina, and by doing so, locate Zelda. If Zelda would have, you know, not ended up hiding as Sheik, and Ganondorf would have found her, and then the Ocarina would have been lost, and he would have had it, inevitably found Link, and probably destroyed him, and got the, you know, the Sacred Jewels, and then after that, he would have gotten the Triforce anyway. And with Link dead, and Zelda probably dead, then, you know, who would the pieces of Triforce go to? So, you can't really blame her. She made the best decision at the time, so... or what seemed like it. What are you gonna do? So, she mentions that if we are able to defeat Ganondorf, or at least weaken him enough to where the sages can use their power, they'll be able to hold him in place while Zelda banishes him to the Shadow Realm. Well, essentially kind of like the gap between dimensions that Ganon banished his Shadow Puppet with. But in order to actually damage the Dark King, we will need the Sacred Arrow of Light. Now you're wondering where the Ice Arrow is. I figured we would do that afterwards. We should have time to get it. It's essentially like the bottom of the well. It's not technically a dungeon. It kind of is, kind of isn't. It's not incredibly difficult, though. Look at that smile on his face. He's so happy. You get the light arrow. Set it to sea and your arrows will be powered up. The light of justice will smite evil. It can't be? Question mark. But unfortunately, in Zelda telling us everything that she needed to, she's actually made a fatal mistake. You do have to give her props from being able to stay, like, hidden from Ganondorf for 7 years. Like, Peach could never do that. She gets kidnapped all the time. Granted, she wants to be kidnapped, but still. Slightly, dude, we got all the medallions. We got almost 20 heart containers. We're gonna have that 20th one by the end of this video. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. Not really. So apparently he like, somehow figured out that, you know, like, had some kind of magical ability to realize once Zelda revealed herself that he'd be able to just capture her in a crystal outright, but whatever. And Zelda fades away. If we want to save her, come to the castle. So essentially now he has 2 of the pieces of the Triforce. We have to save Zelda, which would be gathering all the pieces of the Triforce together, so it seems we're in a bit of a bind. First thing we should do, however, is I'm going to go ahead and show off the Skulltula glitch, and then we'll go ahead and pick up the last heart piece, and then we'll go do the Gerudo Training Ground, which will get us the ice arrows, and then we're pretty much ready to go into Ganon's Tower and finish up the game. So we should not be seeing too many more parts of this. Now, the area to do the Skulltula glitch I would not bother warping to, because it's actually around Hyrule Castle. So, no need to warp. The Temple of Time is the closest warp that you're going to get to, so might as well stick with what we got. Now, I don't know if this glitch is still available in the 3DS version or not. To be honest, you don't really need it unless you're, like, if you want to get the reward for all 100, but my guess is that since the reward's so bad, you're looking for more so the reward of getting 100 tokens, not the reward of infinite rupees, because it's not worth it by then, so if you're playing along and you're going for 20 hearts, you're just going to get the 50 and you're going to stop. And as you've clearly seen, without me even trying to hunt for them, I've gotten 47 out of 50, and I could locate 3 pretty easily. Like, if I got this one normally, I'd be up to 48. I can locate 2 of them pretty quickly. I can think of at least where 4 of them are off the top of my head, but they're nowhere close, so I'm not going to bother with it. Now, after Zelda does run away, like in the cutscene whenever you're a kid and, you know, you relive your nightmare, essentially, Zelda runs off, throws the Ocarina of Time into the moat, that whole ordeal. you're not going to be able to go where she was. The inner part of the castle will be blocked off. However, there are no Skulltula tokens in there. It is in the outside here. And this part is still completely accessible like it was, you know, before she had to flee. Interestingly enough, there are still guards around the castle, despite the fact, you know, we found that one dead soldier. The king had apparently been killed, forced to surrender, and probably executed afterwards, either way. So if you head around this tree and you play the Song of Storms here, this will open up a hidden passageway. Now I'm going to go ahead and save just in case I do the glitch wrong. So go ahead and jump down here. I'm also going to switch off back to the Deku Shield because it looks really weird. All you need for this are bombs and the boomerang, and technically the Ocarina a couple times, depending on how many times you want to do this glitch. There are 3 different cracked walls right here. You can open them all up. The only one that's important is the one on the left, though, but I'll go ahead and show you what's behind each of them. This one right here has some pots. It's just boopies, bombs, Deku Nuts, Deku Seeds, Gossip Stone. Nothing terribly important. There's some bugs hanging around. This one has a Wallchilla on it. But this one over here has a Wallchilla and a Gold Skullchilla. So the first thing you want to do is take out the Wallchilla, the regular one. Secondly, you want to go ahead and remove the Skullchilla. You can do this using bombs. You know, you can just go ahead and throw a bomb with good timing, like so. You can kill it. You can use the boomerang twice on it, whatever works. Now what you want to do is line yourself up between the token and the little panel to get yourself back out. Pretty close to it as well. Then you're going to L-target the token, get your boomerang out, but don't throw it. And then throw it. I'm going to move slightly here. Throw it, and then whenever you throw it, you're going to backflip. That missed right there, unfortunately. That's alright, though. And whenever I actually do this correctly, hopefully that will be on this try. See if I can at least show off this little glitch right here. No, I didn't do it. Sometimes you can fall through the stage and you can see it. It won't, like, completely mess it up. Once it fades to black, it's fine. I figured I'd just go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Get rid of the Wallchilla. Gonna be targeting the wrong thing here. Target this. Step back a little bit further. There we go. So when you backflip and jump to the light, the token will come to you. And I did pick up the token. It went from 47 to 48, so I did pick it up. And the idea is to make sure that you don't get the entire text that says you got the Gold Skullchilla token. This is the, you know, token proving that you actually got it. You might want the blue text box to show up in a couple of words is fine, but you want it to be canceled out by going into the light, by exiting the cave. And whenever you blow this up, you'll notice that the Skullchilla is still there, and the token's still there. So you can do this to get infinite tokens. You can break 100. You can get like 101, 102. The game will actually count them too. So like right there, it showed up with the phrase "you." Token's still there. Move over 149. Token's still there. And you can do this over and over. The second that you have the Song of Storms, which I guess would be the last of the things you'd need to pick up, because you will need the boomerang and the Song of Storms for this, as well as bombs, but, you know, if you have the boomerang, you should have the bombs as well. So boomerang and Song of Storms are the 2 things that you need in order to get this to work. That was really stupid. And you can just keep repeating this over and over. If you mess it up, or if it's your first time doing it, I'd recommend saving every time that you actually, you know, get the... you know, every time you get the token correctly. If you save after doing that, it will not reappear. So if you mess it up, you either have to reset or accept it and, you know, try to find the tokens proper. So really quickly, left, right, right, A, left, right, down. That's what I thought. Let's go ahead and pick up the reward now, and then I'll warp back to the Temple of Time and head over to the training ground. Which I might just meet you guys at the reward. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And then meet you straight at the training ground. There we go. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. And we get the last piece of heart in the game. That is the last heart container. We are up to 20 full hearts. If you actually talk to the guy in the center, normally he'll mention how many tokens you've gotten and that, you know, he needs your help saving his family. Once you've gotten all except for him, he'll say, "Thank you for saving my kids." What? Me? Oh, that's okay. You've already destroyed 50 spiders of the curse so far, so that's fine. Don't worry about me. Okay, I won't. But yeah, if you show up, he'll be like very relieved. You'll see kind of a bigger looking dude. Not like, you know, the Carpenter's fat, but like, you know, I guess they're trying to make him look muscular, not entirely certain. But he'll be there, and he'll reward you with a gold rupee over and over. You can leave and come back and get it over and over. But like I said, not really worth it. So, I'm going to go back to the Temple of Time, switch to being an adult, and I will see you at the Gerudo Training Ground. Or outside of Gerudo Fortress. That's technically where it is. So, see you there. So before heading to Gerudo Training Ground, I thought we'd go ahead and take a quick detour back to the house. If you want to go ahead and check here, you can actually look at your records. You can see how many of the gold sculptures you've killed, how many of the, or what the largest fish you caught is. Your marathon time, you can actually race against the running man. If you go into Gerudo Valley and go into the Carpenter's tent, he'll actually be there and he'll challenge you to a race. The horseback racing, which we did, and the archery as well. Lastly, though, since I mentioned it but never actually showed it off, there is a cow here in your house whenever you've beaten the race with Epona. Not the one to claim her, but the one with Malin where you have to beat 50 seconds in 2 laps. Once you've done that, then the cow will appear there. You can play the Epona's song at any time to get milk from it. So that's all I wanted to show off here. So I will see you guys at the training ground. Figured I'd go ahead and show this too, since the Carpenters mentioned you can come by and talk to him at any time, and I mentioned it just a second ago. Here's the running man. He's the wandering running man. He's run all of this land in search of true competitive spirit. This is the guy we gave the bunny hood to, in case you don't remember. I beat all my challengers, man and beast. You're an athlete guy, and you look like you might have a true killer instinct too. Okay. Now that the bridge over Gerudo Valley is complete, I'm looking for a challenger to have a commemorative race against. The best time to go from here to the bridge in the Lost Woods was 2 minutes 38 seconds. That's my record. Will it challenge my record? No. I'm not going to challenge it. You'll never discover your killer instinct. Well, I just don't want to show it off, that's all. You guys know how to get there, and I just went through Epona. Cool. You guys know how to get there from where we are, since, you know, we did all the big Goron side quest trading stuff. We've essentially gone through that route a couple times. But if you want to try beating his record, it's there. Yeah, I don't think you get anything for it. At most, it's a rupee reward. You're not getting anything else out of it. And I guess the honor of knowing that you actually did something that a lot of people don't know about in the game. And there's good reason for that. So, here we are in the Gerudo Training Ground. This is available to you the second that you have the ability to walk around this area without being grabbed by one of the guards. However, in order to actually complete it, you needed the Silver Gauntlet, so that's why I waited until after the Spirit Temple. It's only 10 rupees for a try, and they keep it open to you for forever, so it's not really a try, it's 10 rupees to get the ability for ice arrows, essentially. So welcome to the Gerudo Training Ground. They got lots of stuff. We got switches, we got eyes, we got treasure chests. It's quite nice. I have a lot of things here. I'm pretty sure this one just gives you 5 rupees. No, that's arrows. Well, I'll gladly take the arrows. I'm down with that. This one, which has been here, is probably going to give you 5 rupees. Yes, it is. So there's 3 sections to go, and this first one here will actually have a bunch of locked doors, and you need all the keys to progress. The right and left ways will eventually join up with each other. I usually just go from left to right, so we'll head into the left door first here.